I think
Chat,
the
this video
idea
is called "Why Being a Nerd is Cool Now." Let's check out and see what he's talking about here.
of quote being a nerd became cool or popular. Now, a lot of us are going to have interests that are considered quote nerdy because, well, we grew up with technology and we're going to discover things that we like across the internet. Now,
True.
back in like, I don't know, the 1980s or some shit, if you said you liked video games or solving Rubik's cubes or comic books, people who were bullies back then would have dead ass called you a dweeb and fucking shoved you in a locker and gave you a wet willy. Some people, if you even did anything on the computer, they will look at you like some kind of alien. And if something wasn't considered mainstream, it was not socially acceptable. And some people would get bullied for doing these things. Now, I don't really remember much about the 2000s, so I can't really speak on that. But at least the 2010s and the 2020s, everybody is using some form of technology or playing video games.
Yeah, no, facts. Like, back in the 2010s, I remember at school, we had these computers that were, like, colorful. But they were still box computers. Like, we were using the box computers that it was a PC and a screen at the same time. Do y'all remember that? Like, before monitors became a big thing? I remember using those in school in, like, 2nd grade.
Watching anime,
it's crazy to
or
think
anything
about.
like that. I don't know. But it's kind of crazy to me how these things went from not socially acceptable at all to very popular. Like, it's just weird how that works. But at the same time, it doesn't really surprise me though, since technology use is at an all-time high. And if you invested in Apple in 2007, you would be able to feed your family for generations. I was too busy watching The Wiggles and being barely conscious. Come on, bro. Lock in. Get Apple. What the hell are you doing?
No, literally. Brother, if my parents had invested in Apple in like 2002, holy shit, we'd be millionaires.
And ever since then, the overall
they'd be
popularity of
millionaires.
things online has just been going crazy. The internet influences every single thing we do. The content that we consume is a huge part of our thought process. So why did it get to this point? And what was the sudden jump in popularity? Well, I guess that's what we're going to answer in today's video. Now, in the 2010s, I feel like, I guess that nerdy stigma around gaming faded a little bit because a lot of people were buying consoles in like the late 90s and the 2000s. And by the time the 2010s rolled around, having a gaming console in your house was like a really common thing. By then, so many people had consoles in their house. And every single time, the market leaders were literally just pushing the needle for how wide of an audience it could reach. And
yeah, it's crazy because like my parents at this point, they have almost a TV in every room of the house. They have a TV that goes outside. Like when it's not winter, they have an outdoor TV. They have to take it down every winter, but because it gets too cold, the fucking TV would freeze to death. But yeah, they have an outdoor TV. There's a kitchen TV. They have a basement TV, a upstairs bedroom TV. They have a mid living room TV. They have 2 living rooms. Like, this is how crazy this is. They have so many TVs now. I have one single TV. And sometimes I don't even watch TV on the TV. I watch it at my computer.
when apps like YouTube and Twitch started to become popular, that definitely...
Also, let me know, chat. Like, once I start getting paid from YouTube, do you guys want to see me react to movies? Because, like, I can't edit that the way that it would need to be edited to be posted. Because if I posted a full movie and me reacting to the full entire movie, my channel would get striked into oblivion immediately. So, like, do you want to see me do that on a different channel? I would just have to have money to pay an editor, so I'd have to save up some money.
helped push the idea of gaming. YouTubers like Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, PewDiePie were very popular in like the mid 2010s. So much so that PewDiePie was like the most subscribed YouTuber at the time. And a lot of people just found watching other people playing games interesting, even though they could literally just log on and play the game themselves. And later, as years went on, Fortnite became very popular. And that was the new thing.
You know what's crazy is I still know people to this day, and like people that I work with currently that are like, why do people watch other people play video games? That just blows my mind that they really know nothing about video game culture at this point. Or like they're kind of old. Not like really old, but like they're older than me. And they'll be like, I would never watch somebody play Mario 64, and I'm like, or like Super Mario Bros 2 or something like that, or like a really old game. They'd be like, I would never watch somebody play that game. And it's like, that's not that's that was decades ago. That's not the games that we're watching people play for the most part.
Everybody was talking about. Even fucking news outlets
Or
were
they'd say
talking
like,
about.
I wouldn't watch somebody play Donkey Kong. It's like, that's not what people are playing.
And Fortnite has been downloaded over 500 million times.
That's
and
wild.
even a game like Minecraft that was really popular in 2012, 2013 had a resurgence in 2019 because of people playing the game like PewDiePie. And that influenced so many people to play these games because Twitch streamers and YouTubers were playing it. And that really pushed the idea of gaming. And especially when 2020 hit, nobody had shit to do. So everybody who normally didn't play games or use the internet like that was kind of forced to. Because what else were you gonna do? Like, you couldn't even go outside without wearing a mask, or even at some points, nobody stepped outside because they were just afraid of getting it. So these things that would be considered like, quote, nerdy in like the 1980s or 1990s suddenly became really popular. But one thing that blew up like crazy around that time was anime. Now, there was a huge switch up.
I already knew exactly what he was gonna say. Bro, I love anime. Like, I've been watching... Most people don't consider Pokemon an anime, but it's Japanese animation made for American people, as well as Japanese people. So it's literally anime, bro. I don't know what the fuck to tell you. If you think it's not anime, you're stupid. Anyways, a lot of people don't say it's anime, but I've been watching... If you count Pokemon, Bakugan, Beyblade, Yu-Gi-Oh!... If you count those things as anime, I've been watching anime since I was like 6. It's only been super recently that I got into like, well, like a few years ago, that I got into like One Piece, Naruto, Berserk, Initial D, MF Ghost, High School DxD, Baki, what am I watching? Death Note. Like, these are a bunch of shows that I'm actually watching now. And like, I just wasn't really into the anime culture, but like, I liked the way that the shows look, so like, I'm happy I'm finally watching them.
Around anime, there was a stigma about anime that like, oh, if you watch anime, like, oh, you smell bad and this and that. I mean, there is bad apples in every single fan base. That's just how it is. I feel like as the years went on, it just grew a lot in popularity. Like, even the 90s and the 2000s, Dragon Ball Z and like Pokemon were popular, but especially
how the fuck did I forget that I've watched all of Cowboy Bebop too? Like, I just remembered that's another show that I've watched.
Year 2020, people got into anime heavily. I remember the year after, a lot of people were talking about anime in school, which kind of shocked me because I didn't realize how big it was. Like, I just thought maybe a handful of people in our school watched it, but no.
You just go like, wait, weren't you watching like the Avengers last year and calling me cringe because I like Star Wars? Like, what are we doing here? You're watching anime now too? When did this become acceptable?
A lot of people were talking about it. And what was the reason behind this? What was with the switch up? Well, a lot of anime became accessible on Netflix. So I would definitely assume that it has something to do with it. And apps like Crunchyroll also got really popular. You can see in this chart from Statistica like that, it just rose in popularity as the years went on. And it completely spiked in January.
I do think maybe part of it was the accessibility, and now they're becoming mainstream shows on like big streaming networks. That might be part of it, but I don't think that's the whole reason. I think it's people becoming more connected on the internet and being able to express things they like and get other people involved in the same things that they like. Cause like there's a lot of fan bases that in like the 80s to the 90s they became big enough that everyone, well, like niche communities, all the niche communities would get involved in it. But you couldn't reach like a normie because the normie would just not touch that with a 10-foot pole. And so now that everyone's more connected than ever, but also more distant than ever, we can all share the things that we enjoy with the world, basically.
2024. Crunchyroll now had 15 million subscribers. So the pandemic was just the catalyst, and that shit was already on its way up. And now I'm not gonna act like I was a fan since the beginning, because I definitely hopped on the bandwagon, bro. I'm not gonna lie. So I started watching anime in 2022 when I finally purchased a Netflix subscription. I don't know why it took me so long. But yeah, it is really crazy seeing like how much anime has become a part of pop culture in the last 20 years or so. Now I feel like anime is also used in a lot of different memes, and it's like a huge part of like the reaction images on TikTok. And speaking of, another thing that also became huge was memes. We all communicate via meme now. Like, it's crazy. Memes have just merged with pop culture.
It's funny because like you go on a short form content website like TikTok or Instagram Reels, and you see people using memes instead of writing anything. Like, we'll put memes or we'll put GIFs. Like, people are communicating via GIFs and memes on the internet to, like, relate an image or, like, a GIF to a post to try and convey somebody's, like, actions or their personality to, like, something from pop culture. Like, pop culture, if you're not into that, you're kind of lost in today's society, especially on the internet.
Culture so much that you will hear memes in your daily life now. When I walk into my college classes, sometimes I will hear people say 6'7". I literally got called Unk in one of my classes, bro. I got called Unk. Okay, I definitely should not be surprised at this point. Okay, but anyways, in the 2000s, memes were in their infancy. So the internet moved mad slow, so there weren't gonna be that many memes. And memes lasted for like fucking decades. Okay, maybe not decades, but like they lasted years. And people would send each other memes like via email or some shit. So you could just imagine how slow memes were spreading at that point. But I feel like memes got mainstream in like probably like the mid 2010s, because I started to see photos of memes being used like in my class at school or like on the lunch table, and everybody was just clowning the school, bro. They were like, what the hell is this? And it had some
I need to know how old this guy is, because I like, you see pictures of teachers having like "Do you know the way" on the fucking on the front door of their classroom to try to be hip and trendy. Also, that was like 2016. God, I'm old. Holy shit. But like, I didn't see this type of shit when I was in high school, and I graduated in 2020. So like, what the fuck are teachers doing now?
To go along with it, which nowadays, like, we'd probably look at that shit and be like, what the hell do we need the caption for? You could literally just show the person's facial expression. But as we consume more content through like TikTok or Instagram Reels, new memes are gonna come and go faster. Some memes last, but I feel like the average lifespan of a meme is like 1 week. It's gotten that bad. And some of them are just so random, I don't even understand them anymore. Like, what the hell is chicken stars? Like, I just don't get it. There are definitely memes that I find funny, and there's definitely memes that still last a long time. Like this meme of Speed trying not to laugh has been going around for like years now. And I feel like at this point...
Wait, is this the guy that made the video about the greatest live stream ever, or was that somebody else?
Meme is just generational. But aside from all the exceptions, memes just move so fast now, and they've gotten so popular to the point where if you open any comment section, you will see a lot of these like reaction images. And I feel like as memes gotten more popular, like the older generation has also been catching on quicker, which could also be why people are saying, oh, the meme's dead, the trend's over. Like, you will see a meme on the news within at least a week of it being out now, or at least the really popular ones. news. Like, there's this robot going around called, like, Rizbot, which is a crazy name for a robot, by the way. Apparently, he was talked about on the news, which in the year, like, 2000, you never imagined a meme being talked about on the news. And since nerd culture has gotten really popular in the past, like, 15 years or so, it makes sense that a lot of people are gonna start talking about it on TikTok. I would say that nerd culture is at its all-time peak.
Wait, hold on. What is this table, bro? Why is... It has pillows inside it that say, I need more sleep. And it's a table? But there's pillows inside of it. What the fuck?
People are gonna start talking about it on TikTok. I would say that nerd culture is at its all-time peak, considering that there was a whole TikTok trend saying that you need to nerd out. Now, what the hell does this even mean? Well, nerding out was essentially the idea of just putting all your interests that people would consider nerdy on screen. I think we got to a point where people were just...
Yeah. Like, how is one of your interests Kung Fu Panda? Twice? Like, it's right there. And then it's right there, too. How... Like, I feel like Kung Fu Panda in itself isn't an interest. And this person put Neon Cat from, like... 2007 on there. The rest of these make sense, but why is Neon Cat there?
Trying to be different, like just for the sake of being different. And they were just...
Do you really just like going around in your daily life going meow 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 meow? Like what are we doing?
Claiming that they were a nerd even though their interests were like not considered nerdy at all. A lot of people started to get upset when people were putting things like Taco Bell, Starbucks, Target, and apparently one person even put Gmail. Like, I get that you could be a nerd about anything, technically. Like, if you watch the Starbucks iceberg, that's like 3 hours long. Okay.
Which I'm sure that's a thing.
Maybe you are a Starbucks nerd. But still, my point stands that some people are just trying to say that they're a nerd for the sake of being different. Like, it's okay if you're not really into things that are considered nerdy. Like, you don't have to be. No one's telling you that you have to be a nerd about something. Like,
except when they say you need to nerd out, then they are telling you that you need to do this. So by technicality they're saying you need to nerd out.
People are just doing this for the sake of being niche. Like, I probably have the most basic fashion sense known to man. I like it, and I wear these clothes anyway, so it's fine. It's not a bad thing to be considered, quote, basic. It's about liking the shit you want to like. If you just hop on the trend just because it's cool to be considered different, you're just being performative. Like, I could definitely understand why people are upset that people are putting, like, popular establishments on the thing, because it's not like it's a niche reference about the establishment, or like a niche limited time drink that's sold at the establishment that you really liked. No, it's just the logo itself. I mean, people may have been doing this to rage bait, I don't know, because there's no way somebody's including Chipotle, a dog, and a water bottle. I'm not saying this to try to gatekeep, right? But listen, I don't know, at least to me, it just doesn't make...
I just love how I know that people were in the comment section of that video saying, tell me you're basic without telling me you're basic.
Any sense. But at the end of the day, bro, it's just a TikTok trend. It is what it is. You'll like this video right here on the end screen.
W video, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And I'll see y'all later. Like and subscribe.